Good evening. Welcome to our February 20th regularly scheduled board meeting. We will have our inspiration this evening. Ms. McCray.
Thank you. Our inspiration for tonight is believe in yourself, learn, and never stop wanting to build a better world by Mary McLeod Bethune, who is a humanitarian activist and civil rights activist. Thank you.
We will have our inspiration this evening. Ms. McCray. Okay, let me see how I can turn that down.
Our inspiration for tonight is believe in yourself, learn, and never stop wanting to build a better world by Mary McLeod Bethune,
Mr. Cantrell.
humanitarian activist and civil rights activist.
Can you listen to that on the headphone or?
Our apologies. We have one board member.
Okay. I can. I tried.
Good evening. My name is Kelsey Plage. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and continue standing for the singing of the Black National Anthem. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing highest the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun. Of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Thank you.
Now, my fellow theater classmates and I will introduce the character word through spoken word.
Tolerance. Open your mind, your heart, and your hands.
Learn to embrace differences, recognizing the practices, opinions, and cultures of others.
Have an open-mindedness when considering our sisters and brothers.
In a world where selfishness can consume the mind.
We have to be the ones to show concern for the rights and feelings of others.
To accept their flaws and all. Failing to forgive can plant a terrible seed of resentment.
Resentment can eat you up inside.
Nourish your seed with forgiveness so it can drown out resentment. Acceptance.
Forgiveness.
Consideration.
And open-mindedness.
All of these describe the word
Tolerance.
Outstanding.
Hello, so my name is Kelsey Page, and I'm a senior at Carver High School.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Key, and I'm a ninth grader at Carver High School.
My name is Dariana Gray, and I'm a ninth grader at Carver High School.
My name is Nicora Lewis, and I am a junior at Carver High School.
My name is Naisha Anderson, and I'm a senior at Carver High School.
My name is Kieris Walker, and I'm a senior at Carver High School.
My name is Janiyah Wilson, and I am a senior at Carver High School. Thank you.
Outstanding. Great job. And the teacher is Miss Ransom in the back. Wave, Miss Ransom. Of course, the principal is Mr. Lindsay. Thank you so much. Awesome job. Are there any parents by any chance? High school, we don't get so much. So. I didn't think so. Okay. There are any parents or supporters of the students, we'd like for you to stand. Thank you so much for all that you do to support public education. I need a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam Chair, I have a change.
We do have a change.
Madam Chair, I've been asked to remove from the consent agenda number 6.08, purchase exception F, invitation to bid RFP, line 5. The title is DJE, exception F, approve the purchase of request of Virtucom for the purchase of new computers for the school nutrition program. That item no longer requires a vote.
All right, so we need a motion to approve the agenda as amended, removing agenda item 6.08. All right, that was motion by Ms. Frey, second by Ms. Buckner. Hand vote, all in favor? Any opposed? Why is it no longer, it doesn't require a vote, it's no longer needing a vote on it.
6.08.
Do you have any additional information?
Well, Dr. Anderson has right here.
We are no longer making the purchase, so there's no reason for you to approve it. That is correct.
All right, so we're adding a yay vote for you?
Say that again?
So we're adding a yay vote for you, we amended the agenda item.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Yes,
Thank you. All right, that passes. Want to recognize all of our visitors at this time. I know we have some school administrators. If you would just stand and wave. If you're on the leadership team, principal, assistant principal, or on the leadership team, thank you so much for all that you do. And of course, we have the Georgia Library Director of the Year, Mr. Alan Harkness, and our outstanding Museum Director, Mary Ann Rickner. And with me, we have Marquette McKnight and Board Member Ravita Moore. And if there are any other MEAF board members, thank you so much for coming. And did I miss anybody? And Rick McKnight with Fab Arts. All right, thank you all so much for joining us. Now we have district recognitions. Dr. Travis Anderson.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We're excited to be able to acknowledge the great work happening throughout our district by staff and students. So today we'd like to start our district recognitions with Gina Moody. Unfortunately, she can't be here today. However, we want to congratulate her. She is the director of orchestra at Columbus High, as well as Witten Arts Academy. She is recognized as the District 3 Music Teacher of the Year. Congratulations. And next, we'd like to recognize Mr. James Special. Come on down. Congratulations to Mr. James Special. He's our Muscogee County School District Secondary Mathematics Content Specialist for winning Georgia Council of Supervisors of Mathematics Outstanding Leadership Award for 2024. Next, we'd like to recognize our very own Alan Harkness. Come on down. Congratulations to Mr. Harkness. He has been named the Director for Libraries of the Year for the entire state of Georgia. Congratulations, sir. And now I'd like to turn it over to HR for our Power of We.
Well, he's, he didn't want to come to the middle, and he hastily went back to his seat. So I think the wave was your remarks. Thank you very much is what I saw you mouth. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for all that you do, and we appreciate the humbleness. I know you don't think this is a big deal, but it really is. And so Ms. Buckner will have a comment as well.
Yes, I have one comment about the award. I sent Mr. Hartness an email, and somehow he's very shy and seems surprised of all this that we are bestowing upon him. But what I did want to say, even though we're the second largest city in in the state of Georgia, we still are pretty much a small town, and we like our people. When our people do something, we are proud of them, and that's the big deal. You're ours now. And our city and we are very proud of you, and that's the big commotion.
And I'll just simply say, we are very blessed with the talent and leadership we have with Alan Harkness, James Special representing all the Council of Mathematics teachers in our state, and of course Gina Moody for being recognized as this area's Music Teacher of the Year. Outstanding leadership, outstanding representation of our district and for our community. So congratulations. Thank you all so much for what you do.
Congratulations.
I'm here to recognize the Power We Award for the month of February, and that employee is Miss Elisa Allier, school counselor at Double Churches Middle School. Ms. Allier, are you here today? Can you come up front, please?
You have to come front and center.
Ms. Allier demonstrates the 5 core values of Muscogee County School District day in and day out. She always goes above and beyond, doing her absolute best in everything she does for the students she serves. She is always extremely busy, and no matter what task she is working on, she always stops to meet the needs of the students. She is extremely caring and treats all students and parents with the same professionalism, concern, and respect. She is creative and always brainstorming activities for students and staff to encourage fun while learning. For example, she coordinated a trunk-or-treat event as a part of PBIS for the school. She coordinated attendance initiatives, including drawings and gift cards, etc., to encourage school attendance and motivations. She has also coordinated meals and gifts for families and students in need during the holidays, driving and delivering the food and gifts on her own. She planned and coordinated an amazing career day for We Love Our Futures Week, including having several area professionals present and meet with the students. She works to instill in her students that the possibilities are endless for their future. She is an advocate for all students in all circumstances. Her duties as a middle school counselor are extensive, but she never shows her stress level. No matter the situation, she always has a smile and eagerness. It is also clear that she is sincere in all interactions. Her positive personality is contagious to all around her, and her commitment to the students is evident as the results. This person is the epitome of the value of the power of we, as she constantly works to promote and encourage the value of education, and she is determined to do her absolute best every single day for the students she serves. Ms. Elisa Allier, school counselor at Double Churches Middle School.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We can all use that lesson on how not to show stress levels.
Next, we'd like to recognize the schools who have made accomplishments in positive behavioral interventions and supports, better known as PBIS. The Georgia Department of Education congratulates the Muscogee County School District for its dedication to improving school climate through implementing the Positive Behavioral Intervention and Supports program for the 2022-2023 school year. Each year, the Georgia Department of Education recognizes PBIS implementing schools as one of 4 levels: installing, emerging, operational, or distinguished. We are proud to announce and present to you our emerging PBIS schools. Arnold Middle School. You can clap. Baker Middle School. Blackman Road Middle School. Blanchard Elementary School. Brewer Elementary School. Columbus High School. Diamond Elementary School. Dorothy Height Elementary School. Eddy Middle School. Fort Middle School. Gentian Elementary School. Hannon Elementary School. Jordan Vocational High School. Lonnie Jackson Academy. Matthews Elementary School.
We're waving.
Remember, guys, we're walking and waving. We're waving. All right. North Columbus Elementary School. Rady McCullough School of the Arts. Richards Middle School. Rigdon Road Elementary School. Rothschild Leadership Academy. Shaw High School. Spencer High School. St. Mary's Elementary School. And Waddell Elementary School. Let's give another round of applause for all of our emerging PBIS schools. The next level is operational PBIS schools. Allen Elementary School. Britt David Magnet Academy. Double Churches Elementary School. Eagle Ridge Academy. Fox Elementary School. Johnson Elementary School. Kendrick High School. Midland Middle School. River Road Elementary School. Veterans Memorial Middle School. Marshall Success Center. And the Woodall Program. Another round of applause for our operational schools. The next group. This is a proud accomplishment. They've worked hard to get here. This is not easy work. These are our distinguished PBIS schools. Aaron Cone Middle School. Clubview Elementary School, Davis Elementary School, Dawson Elementary School, Downtown Elementary Magnet Academy, Georgetown Elementary School, Key Elementary School, Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School, Midland Academy, Reese Road Leadership Academy, South Columbus Elementary School, Wesley Heights Elementary School, and Whitten Elementary School. So another round of applause for all of our distinguished schools. The Georgia Department of Education shares with Muscogee County School District pride in our school's accomplishments, dedication, and continuous improvement and leadership in this very important effort. Thank you. And that concludes our district recognitions for tonight.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anderson. Congratulations to all of the PBI standouts. So next on the agenda is our public agenda. We have 3 signed up this evening: Mr. David Young, Ms. Sadia Abdullah, and Ms. Teresa Alameen. David Young, if you're here, if you would make your way to the podium while I read our background and rationale. All official meetings of the board shall be open to the press and the public. However, the board may meet in executive session. Speakers' remarks should be directed to the board and shall be limited to 5 minutes. Citizens are encouraged to address items on the board agenda or to initiate presentations of issues appropriate for school board consideration. If an individual desires to speak, they may contact the superintendent's office to be placed on the agenda. The board meeting or work session is not the appropriate place to address either criticisms of particular employees or individual parent complaints when such complaints have not been first addressed to the attention of the appropriate administrator for a resolution. Citizens are encouraged to follow normal channels to address individual parent complaints or problems. Mr. Young, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Wanted to talk to the school board about how politics seem to be making their way into our children's curriculum and kind of make you all aware of it and kind of tell you where we've been with this and where we are today. My son is a senior over at Shaw High School, but I've been noticing politics coming into the curriculum even when he was a freshman. I brought his yearbook from Shaw High School here. Over 20 pages of this yearbook is directed at politics. Very political. We get to the Black Lives Matter section, and it says, innocent people are being murdered on the streets by our police. Black lives are systematically and intentionally targeted for demise. I brought this up with the school district. I had a nice conversation with the region chief, and all I can tell you that I know came out of that is they don't put that in yearbooks anymore. I have not seen that since. But it's starting to come into the classroom now, and it's made its way into the Chromebooks that are issued by the district. My children have assignments titled Undoing Systemic Racism in healthcare class, in physical science class, How to Overcome Oppression, ELA class, or excuse me, this one's actually from healthcare class. Here's an assignment. It is like the Civil Rights Act and Voting Rights Act were passed, and then life for black people was expected to be normal and free of the discrimination they faced for centuries. Excuse me, I gotta get my glasses on here. That doesn't seem like this is the case. What we see on social media, the news, and even our own experiences tells us that equity isn't as simple as we are sometimes led to believe. It's obvious we're wanting to teach this to our kids. We're putting this in front of their face. So you all are our voice. I'd like to hear the school board talk about it. I implore y'all to get involved with this and tell us what we're trying to say here. Last week, the superintendent gave a great presentation on how we're going to tackle reading deficiencies in this district. And we're targeting 4 schools on the south side of town that are largely populated by minority students, and I think that is absolutely necessary, and I hope y'all support that. But on the other end of this, we're at the high school level telling people they're being systematically oppressed and targeted for demise. Why is that? I'm going to leave you all to talk about it, and I hope to hear what y'all have to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Ms. Sadia Abdullah. All right, Ms. Teresa El-Amin. And while she's making her way, I can appreciate the encouragement and challenge, but don't expect that discussion tonight because we have no idea what you're speaking about.
Thank you, Teresa El-Amin, Southern Anti-Racism Network, and I come to you in this Black History Month to raise the issue of poverty. We know that poverty has an impact on how well children do in school. And on February 26th, at the fabulous Columbus Public Library, would you give these to Ms. Jones to pass down the line? I believe there are 11 copies. I counted 11 of you present here today. I do have a few more if we're short. In 2023, there were 1,358 families evicted in this county. And that's out of over 7,000 dispossessories filed. In 2022, there was 1,220 evictions. So as you can see, the number is increasing. I hope Ms. Pat Frey can say what the point in time count was this year, because I know last year was up 14% homeless. And we know that some of those homeless are students and they come here to get help. So I just want to say that I hope all of you will join the discussion on February 26th at Columbus Public Library, 6 p.m. in the auditorium. Tricia Conan with Goodwill is going to talk about poverty ending strategies as it relates to jobs and training so that the parents in low-income communities can get the training they need for the hundreds upon hundreds of jobs that are available in this county. And I was lucky enough to run into Ms. Buckner over at one of my favorite eating spots. I won't name it because I don't want to be guilty of doing a commercial. But this month is Black History Month, and USA Today puts out this publication every February for 15 years. For the first time, a Columbus organization is in this newspaper, 128 pages. So when you turn to page 83, Madam Chair, because I did bring you one, since I already gave one to Ms. Buckner, and I have one for Ms. Jones, who is the amazing woman who retired some time ago, and somehow she's still here. So could you pass this so we could pass it to Miss Patty Green. Well, as you can see, in these 13 years I've been in Columbus, Dr. Lewis, you see how old I'm getting. And it is just tripping me out that I barely can get around. When I used to come here and fuss at you, Dr. Lewis, and I am so glad that things are going so well in the district. To see all those awards for PBIS Distinguished Honors, that is important. So I won't keep you because I do have a board meeting to go to that starts at 7, and I'm the board chair, so I have to hurry off to the Zoom. But it's so great to see all of you. And for those of you in the odd number districts, I know we'll see you on the campaign trail because I believe this is your year. It's an even numbered year for the city council. But for 1, 3, 5, 7, this is your year, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing you on the campaign trail. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Elamine. Thank you very much.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm back in your district now.
Okay.
East Clinton, so I'm in District 1.
Okay.
Born in District 1. That's why you got the newspaper.
Oh.
And by the way, I'm going to get a few more. So Ms. Chambers and Ms. Vanessa, if you want one, I may have one for you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Because
you.
when you see it, you'll see how important it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. We appreciate it very much. Welcome back to District 1. All right, we're going into our action agenda. First item is 5.01. Motion to approve by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Is there any discussion? The item is to name the Black Box Theater at the Rainey McCullough School of the Arts in honor of Alexis McRae. We are ready to vote now. I see Dr. Williams is here. Do you want to say anything, sir?
And her family is here.
And the family is here? Okay. Yes, sir. Go ahead to the podium while we're waiting to vote. You can vote now, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Cantrell, we are voting on item 5.01, naming the facility. What is your vote? Mr. Cantrell, we're on item 5.01, naming the facility at Rainey McCullough School of the Arts. What is your, that's a yes for Mr. Cantrell. Did it come up? Okay.
Yes.
And on behalf of the board, we do offer our sincere condolences to the McRae family. We're missing somebody on this end? Can you refresh? Mr. Cantrell? What's your verbal vote? That's a yes. And that passes. Thank you so very much. Dr. Williams.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you for.
Are you hearing me, Pat?
Yes, sir. We heard you. We got your yes vote.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you for bestowing this honor on not just Lexi, as we affectionately know her, but at our school. Truly, she has been an example to us all, an absolute superhero of a person with superheroes for a family in mom and dad and Peyton. Lexi, when she was here with us, was not just an example of what it meant to be a scholar, but someone who, if tenacity was a person, it would be Alexis McRae. She made a difference, a huge impact in our community, in our state, at the highest government level, and certainly made impact in our school and our theater program as well. So this is just a wonderful tribute and a way to not just keep her memory with us and alive for generations to come, but to also set a standard of expectation and excellence for the students who will be involved in the theater program and for the students who will just be students, period, at Raymond McCullough School of the Arts. So thank you all very much. And I think that I can say thank you on behalf of the family and certainly on behalf of the faculty and staff. I know I can represent them. The faculty and staff at our school, thank you all very much.
Thank you, sir. Five point zero two. Motion by Ms. Frey. Second by Ms. Chambers. Are there any questions? We are ready to vote. 5.02 is to approve the naming of the Shaw High School Athletic Complex in honor of Dr. Charles Flowers and the softball field in honor of Dr. Debbie Cheek Ball. Mr. Cantrell, item 5.02. Your vote, please, sir. That's a yes. Thank you. Thank you. We got it, Mr. Cantrell. It's a delay. All right, that passes. Congratulations. See, Dr. Charles Flowers is here. Is Dr. Cheekball also here? She's not here? Okay. All right, congratulations. Thank you so very much. 5.03 is the new literacy plan. Motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any additional questions? This is from the presentation where the superintendent presented a K-2 early literacy and numeracy acceleration center for qualifying children of 4 schools: Dorothy Height Elementary School, Brewer Elementary School, Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School, and J.D. Davis Elementary School. And the facility is to be hosted at Brewer Elementary School. We're ready to vote. Mr. Cantrell, your vote? Yes. That's a yes for Mr. Cantrell. Thank you. All right, that item passes. Dr. Lewis.
I just want to thank the board for your unanimous support for this item. On behalf of all the children to be served and afforded the opportunity to determine their own destiny and their own future, thank you so much.
Yes. Next item is 5.04. Motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Jackson. Are there any additional questions? We're ready to vote now, and the item is to approve the land bank agreement between the Muscogee County School District and the Columbus Consolidated Government. That's the Land Bank Act. Whenever any real property owned by the district or by the land bank, and it is encumbered a lien or claim of real property taxes. Mr. Cantrell, your vote on 5.04. Mr. Cantrell? That's a yes. All right, that passes. 5.05 is the policy revision. We need to wait on the table for 30 days. Okay, so we're not voting on that item. What will sit on the table for 30 days is Board Policy GBRIG, the Federal Family and Medical Leave Act. Some language that we're clearing up and making more clearer, correct? Ms. Carter? All right, thank you so much. Cleaning up the policy language. So we'll be voting on that next month. Item 5.06 is the 2024 Audit Committee members. Motion by Ms. Jackson, second by Ms. Buckner. Are there any additional questions? We're ready to vote now. Mr. Cantrell, we're voting on 5.06, the Audit Committee members. That's a yes. All right, that item passes. The last item on our action agenda is the HVAC budget for Brewer Elementary School. Motion by Ms. Frey, second by Ms. Buckner. Are there any additional questions? We're ready to vote now. Mr. Cantrell, item 5.07, the HVAC budget at Brewer. Yes. Okay, hit your mic. Ms. Chambers?
I just have a question about the guaranteed maximum price. Can you explain the difference in that 2.6 million and the 2.9 million? Or is that oh, here he comes.
The 2.6 is the construction budget, the 2.9 is the project budget, so it includes the architect fees and all included in there.
So it will not exceed the 2.9?
It will not exceed 2.9 without any change or additional board approval.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Did it show that it passed already? All right, that item passes. On our consent agenda, just remember item 6.05 was removed. Are there any additional questions about any item on the consent agenda? 6.05. Ms. Buckner?
Lori has one.
Go ahead.
Okay, mine is not It's regarding to something that was discussed in the work session. I think, Mr. Cipher, you did the summer learning as a information item? Okay. And you said something about we were combining transportation for some schools, right? We were combining we were providing, no, I'm sorry. We were providing facilities for 2 schools or 4 other schools. Had we in the past just had facilities to treat, facilities for neighborhoods or local residents? Because I was called today, just before the meeting, about counselors, who were concerned with graduation rates. The combination of Spencer on one end of town and Kendrick on another end of town, and you were telling us the high school kids had to provide their own transportation. So I got this call concerning the possibility that, the probability that a lot of these kids will not be able, the kids from the far end, Kendrick, will not be able to get over to Spencer, which, as a counselor does, they do graduation rates, which will impact their graduation rates as they try to make those recover from those classes that they failed. So, is this something different? And I probably should have listened more closely on last time, but why are we combining this time?
So when we initially looked at the high schools and the budget that we had looked at combining sites simply because we needed to reduce budget. So that information was vetted through our cabinet and region chiefs, and we all concurred that it was appropriate.
Did you combine schools where transportation was being provided? Because I know you said it was vetted through all you people.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm thinking is that the schools where transportation is being provided would likely be, in my opinion, schools that would be combined because they're providing transportation transportation is being provided all the way up to 8th grade?
That's correct. It's similar to what we've done over the last 2 years.
Right, but I know that part.
Yeah.
But the other part, where you're combining schools, especially schools this far apart, and schools where you are not providing transportation to high school. I haven't really that much problem with the providing of the transportation, and I understand the rationale. But here's what I'm thinking, especially for Kendrick High School. Those kids, it's going to be, traditionally, they have had school there, right, at Kendrick?
Yes, all the high schools have had their own programs.
Okay, they've had their own programs, which to me would make sense because if they had their own programs, these were residential schools, and the residential students could walk to the schools to get their to gain their recovery. So that makes sense. It makes sense that they were not provided the transportation. These are older kids; they can walk to school. But now we are combined. What schools we combine? Kendrick and Spencer, and what else?
We had Kendrick and Spencer together, Northside and Shaw together, Hardaway and Jordan together. And then there were middle schools going to Rainey McCullough. That would be Arnold and Richards going
They
to
would
Rainey
have
McCullough. But we combined a number of schools as well as elementary schools.
Yeah, that's fine. They have transportation.
They do.
The issue only becomes where there is no company. So now this is. So was this the only way that you tried to save money? Because I know you said y'all thought of you, the cabinet, and all you people. Y'all sat down and y'all thought about it.
Yes, this was just not my decision. Okay? This was just not my decision.
Yeah, I know.
It was multiple people.
You made that clear.
Yep.
You made that clear, and rational people, you were looking at money and you had a financial consideration, and that's what you did. However, what I'm saying is that we already know, and in years past, the high school students do not receive transportation to summer schools. We know that. And we know that in the past, they have been going to their residential schools, which is perfectly fine. However, if we are expecting these kids to get that recovery, we should at least try to make it possible for them to get the recovery. That will impact the next time when we start picking up these newspapers and we start seeing which schools, our graduation rates will go down. We'll see, will make a difference in that recovery. And I do realize that they have from September until maybe that next year. But the recovery opportunities during the school year may not be as available as you would have in that summer opportunity. What I'm saying, I know you've already done your budget, which I think it doesn't really make, I would have looked at something else. I know there may not have been anything for you to look at, but I think it's a real problem when these kids cannot get to school, cannot get their recovery because they cannot get to school. And next year, if you have finalized this, next year, I'd like for y'all to look at something else to do your budget. Because if you're going to have something available for students, then it should be available for students. Thank you.
Yep. And we'll certainly look at that, but I'll remind you of when we used to run it at one location.
I remember.
And we did not provide transportation to that. And we charged the students.
Just because we used to do something that wasn't good, to bring it back up now, it still wasn't good. It wasn't good then, and it's not good now. So we're trying to do something better for our kids.
I'm
And
not
if you
denying
will,
that.
or next year, if you will, try to look at something that's good or better for our kids and not reflect back to a time when we did something that was not good.
Mr. Seifert, do you all capture the data about who needs transportation? If transportation is going to be a barrier, like you did for maybe the summer learning program, or at some point you were collecting data about transportation and internet and access. Are you capturing that data?
Originally, we did capture that information, but those students, we may be able to capture that information in the app, but we just have to see what students need transportation. The issue is that as we've talked with transportation, the number of bus drivers that we can ascertain during that time, that's been the barrier in the past over the last couple of years, is not having the number of bus drivers. We have provided obviously transportation for pre-K through 8th, and we can do that. But again, we'll have to look at the number of students that need potential transportation and determine whether or not we can provide that. Right now, based on the information we have from transportation, we cannot provide that as we've done last year, but we can certainly look at that.
I understand. We transportation and the shortage of drivers is going to be an ongoing challenge for us, but I would like the information so we will know, based on data, the impact of combining those high schools and those students not having transportation versus letting the high schools do it. If they can walk or, get to their zone schools, it may make a difference in what the concern that the counselor is raising, that the opportunity won't be realized because transportation for the student is a barrier. When you have those schools spread out like that, Shaw, Northside, going to Jordan, or whatever the combined locations are, because of that distance, it could be we don't want transportation to be a barrier. We want the students to be successful. So I'm asking if you would capture that information this time so we can have a discussion and understand where we are.
We'll go back and review. We'll go back and review the current situation that we have right now and,
Yes.
and look at that.
Yes, Ms. Button.
I was just going to add that transportation is a problem during the regular school year too. If your statement is that transportation is a problem, transportation is a problem during the regular school year too. So it's just what we decide to do. We're always having issues with bus drivers. We're having issues in the beginning. We always have them. So when you make decisions, it's a matter of what you're just making decisions, but the same problem will still be the same problem. But I'm glad you might go back and look at it.
And I do need to make a correction. I said 6.0. 5 is 6.08, item number 5, under 6.08. Ms. Chambers?
Mr. Cipher, I have a question, just for my own clarification. For the high school, the credit recovery, most of that is it online? It is online?
Yes, ma'am. They have, they can do, through Georgia Virtual. We have a credit recovery program through them, as well as if it's a course that is a first impulse course, we have a program called Apex that they can utilize. That is an online program.
So if it's online, would it not be feasible for us to offer it in a virtual environment for those, especially for those students who may have a problem with transportation?
That is potential. We could do that. However, we do want them to take their assessments.
Sure, but that would be one day. I think it would be easier for a student to say, Mom, I have a test on June the 5th, and get there than to have to come each and every day if they do not have transportation. So if the course is being offered online, if we had a teacher who could teach that course virtually, still be there in case students have questions, it may be something to consider to offer the course virtually. And then transportation is not a problem, the money is not a problem, and the bodies are not a problem.
And we have them doing the actual work. They can do that 24/7 if they choose to. If that is a barrier for them, that certainly is available to them because they just don't do it in that 3-hour block of time. They do it as an ongoing throughout the week. So they can finish in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Whenever they finish the course, they're finished.
Yes,
They
because
have-
some
they
of those
have-
people are needing
So could
needing
we
a
look
physical
at the
teacher.
possibility of not making that a requirement for summer school? And perhaps look at how can we make it virtual, still offer assistance to those students who need it, but don't stifle anyone from completing the course just because they don't have a car, don't have transportation? Yes, thank you.
Ms. Button?
Yeah, I was listening to Mrs. Chambers as she asked questions about the virtual classes, and I think I heard her say she did say in the end offer some assistance because the one of the stipulations of our virtual program, don't students have to be at least on grade level for our virtual to be accepted in our virtual program?
No, we're not talking about the virtual program that we offer as a.
Oh, she's just saying
She's
any-
talking about
any
the asynchronous program that we offer through the Georgia Virtual, which is a state-based program.
I know, I was there to teach it, but I was thinking that she was thinking about that virtual program where, that's what I was trying to make sure that they had some assistance.
I mean, that certainly, we have a number of technology capabilities to help support students through Zoom, whatever they need to do if students run into some potential issue.
That's what I'm talking about.
But aren't those the same programs they're using throughout the year right now?
Yes, ma'am.
And the students are what you know and what we practice is that they're needing somebody there to help them.
Correct.
So they're not going to be successful. That's going to be another challenge for them to sit there and try to do that web-based on their own. Okay, so you got, so anything else? Ms. McCray?
Yeah, my question wasn't about that. 605, I saw there was a good bit of, looks like exciting reading material, but I was kind of wondering if that was part of a certain initiative. Usually when we get kind of that big of a expense, we've heard something about it, so I was just checking in.
These are as a part of the Science of Reading, and we're going through the Rollins Center. These are decodables, which are books that support material for the students in the schools that we're purchasing as a district for each of our elementary schools. So that is a district-wide purchase. Oh, yes, ma'am. That's in line with our state requirements and House Bill 538.
Okay, thank you.
Is this something we weren't planning on? It's something we decided after the fact, or is this something that we kind of knew about and it just came up? That's because I had the same, that one caught my eye.
No, this is something that we decided upon to help support the schools after we've been going through the Rollins Center and the need to support our schools with those resources. Yes.
And are these for this year?
Yeah, they'll be purchased and brought in this year. Okay. But they can be used multiple years.
Okay.
Yeah,
The ones
it's
we-
not just a 1 year. These are things that can be used multiple years.
Okay.
Anything else? As amended, all right. Motion by Ms. Chambers, second by Ms. Buckner. We're ready to vote now. No? You need a hand vote? Mr. Cantrell? We're ready to vote on the consent agenda as amended. That's a yes on Mr. Cantrell. All right, that passes. Dr. Lewis.
Just want to remind everyone that I want to wish the very best of luck to our girls' basketball teams. Most of them are involved in the state playoffs series that begins this week, so wish them all the best. And that's what I have.
All right. Motion by Ms. Buckner, second by Ms. Frey. Mr. Cantrell, did you have something? Mr. Cantrell, did you have anything, Mr. Cantrell? I thought I heard you talking. All right. Your vote is affirmative to adjourn. Wave goodbye. That passes. Good night. Good night, Mr. Cantrell. Thank you. Dr. Hendricks. Dr. Hendricks. Dr. Hendricks.